Today, we're opening a case file on one of the most incredible documents in all of history. We're talking about a book almost 940 years old that laid an entire kingdom bare on paper. It was all ordered by one man, William the Conqueror, and it was going to change, well, everything.
Okay, so picture this. It's Christmas 1085. William the Conqueror is in Gloucester, nearly 2 decades after his invasion of England. He gets his council together and gives a truly mind-blowing order. He told them he wanted to know everything about his kingdom. And he meant it. Who owned every last piece of land, who lived on it, every single animal, every acre, and exactly what it was all worth.
So here's our plan of attack. We're going to start with that Christmas order, then dig right into the motive. Why would he do it? Then we'll look at how this incredible survey was actually pulled off, what it showed about England, and why this ancient book is still so important. And we'll finish up with some amazing facts and a quick knowledge check. Let's get into it.
So let's go back to that big meeting in Gloucester. William's command kicks off one of the most ambitious projects you can possibly imagine. His investigators, or commissioners, were going to ride out to every single corner of England to create one single master record of the whole country.
Now, the book itself didn't have an official name, but the English people, they gave it one. They called it the Domesday Book, after the Day of Judgment. Why? Because just like on Judgment Day, its findings were absolute. There was no appeal. What the book said went. It was fine.
And that brings us right to the central question. The big mystery. Why? Why go to all this unbelievable trouble? Why did William the Conqueror feel this burning need to count every single person, plow, and even pig in his kingdom?
Well, there were 3 really solid practical reasons. First up, money, taxes. After 20 years on the throne, William had a strong suspicion he wasn't getting paid everything he was owed. This survey would tell him, down to the last penny, what every bit of land was worth. Second, military power. He needed to know exactly what his barons could provide if war broke out. And third, law and order. Land arguments were breaking out all over the place. The Domesday Book would be the final word and settle them for good.
But there was another reason, and this one was urgent. In 1085, England was facing a very real threat of another huge Viking invasion from Denmark. William had to know the exact strength of his kingdom so he could defend it. So this wasn't just about taxes. It was a full-blown national security assessment.
So what about the logistics? Really, how on earth do you survey an entire country in the 11th century? You've got no computers, no phones, no cars, nothing. The answer, it turns out, is just a masterpiece of medieval organization.
William's commissioners were sent out to every county in the land, and they gathered information on over 13,000 different places. Just let that number sink in for a second.
And now, get this. They did all of that in less than a year. The order was given at Christmas 1085, and the whole survey was done by the summer of 1086. It's just staggering, a genuine wow moment of efficiency.
And the detail they collected was just incredible. These royal officials would call together local juries who were sworn on the Bible to tell the truth. And they had this long list of questions for every single manor. How many villagers live here? How many slaves? The book recorded 28,000 of them. How much woodland is there? How many plows? How many mills? How many fish ponds? They even asked how many beehives there were. Nothing was missed.
So, after all that work, what did the book actually reveal? Well, the Domesday Book gives us this unique, frozen-in-time snapshot of England just 20 years after the Norman conquest. And honestly, the findings are pretty shocking.
Here is the big one, the headline. By 1086, just 2 decades after the Battle of Hastings, approximately 90% of the land in England belonged to Normans. The old Anglo-Saxon landowners, the English elite, they've been almost completely wiped out and replaced. The book laid that fact bare.
The book also acted as a witness to the devastation William himself had caused. Now, if you remember our explainer on the Herring of the North, you'll know he could be absolutely brutal. Well, 17 years later, the survey entries for those northern areas are filled with the same grim Latin phrase over and over again. Vasta est. It is waste. His own book became a permanent record of his own destruction.
So why does a 940-year-old book of statistics still matter so much? Because it's so much more than that. It's a direct, physical connection to that lost world. It's a witness.
The book, which is actually 2 massive volumes, Great Doomsday and Little Doomsday, has survived all this time. You can go and see it at the National Archives in London, and you can read the entire thing online right now. Your own village or town, if it existed back in 1086, it's probably in there. But here's the final poignant twist. William, the man who ordered the whole thing, he died in September 1087. He never even got to see his finished book.
Okay, before we finish up with a quick quiz, let's just look at 2 facts that I think are genuinely fascinating and show just how amazing this book really is.
First, when we say they counted everything, we mean everything. The survey counted pigs, cows, plows, fish ponds, and even beehives, because honey was the main way to sweeten things back then. Seriously, if you were a pig in England in 1086, you were in the book. And second, get this 940-year-old document has been used as actual legal evidence in British courts in the 20th century to settle arguments over land rights. It turns out William the Conqueror's paperwork has remarkably long legs. All right, time for our knowledge check. Question 1. When did William order the Domesday Survey, and how quickly was it completed? Was it A, ordered in 1080 and took over 10 years? B, ordered at Christmas 1085 and was done in under a year? C, ordered in 1070 and finished in 1075? Or D, ordered in 1087 and never completed?
The answer is B. William ordered the survey at Christmas 1085, and it was completed with remarkable speed in under a year.
Question 2. Why did the English call it the Domesday Book? A, it was written on a specific date called Doomsday. B, it recorded all the destruction of the conquest. C, its findings could not be appealed, like the Last Judgement. Or D, it was found in a place called Doomsday.
And the correct answer is C. The English called it Doomsday because its findings were final and could not be appealed, just like the Last Judgment.
Okay, question 3. What did the Domesday Book reveal about land ownership in England by 1086? Was it A, most land was still held by Anglo-Saxons? B, approximately 90% of land was now held by Normans? C, land ownership hadn't really changed? Or D, the church had taken over most of the land?
And the answer is B. By 1086, a staggering 90% of English land was held by Normans, showing that massive shift in power.
Question 4. What was unique about the Domesday Book's records? A, it was the only document written in English. B, it recorded values for 1066 and 1086. C, it was the only record that listed women as landowners. Or D, it was written by English monks.
The answer is B. Uniquely, it recorded land values for both 1066, before the invasion, and 1086, giving us that powerful before and after picture of the conquest.
And our final question. Where is the Domesday Book kept today, and can you read it? A, it was destroyed in the Great Fire of London. B, it's in the British Museum, but for scholars only. C, it's at the National Archives and available online. Or D, it was moved to France.
The correct answer is C. The Domesday Book is safe at the National Archives in London, and anyone can read the whole thing online today. So we've seen how one book witnessed the complete remaking of a country. Next time, we'll explore how the Normans changed England forever. We're talking language, castles, law, and a surprising amount of French food. See you then.